Travel is, honestly, one of life's greatest joys. It connects us with new cultures, it broadens our perspectives, it helps us understand our shared humanity. For Jewish travelers, this can be especially meaningful. It offers a chance to connect with a global diaspora. It lets you explore sites of rich historical significance. However, some destinations carry unique challenges. Being a smart traveler means being an informed traveler. It's not about letting fear dictate our itineraries. It's about understanding the local context so we can navigate with confidence and safety. This guide will help you do just that. The goal isn't to list forbidden places. It's to foster a mindset of preparedness. Every traveler should research their destination's customs and laws, political climate. For Jewish travelers, research sometimes needs to be more specific: local attitudes, historical tensions, diplomatic relations with Israel. Knowledge turns anxiety into proactive awareness. That lets us focus on incredible experiences, tasting new foods. This approach ensures our travels are remembered for joys, not difficulties. The world is, a mosaic of different cultures, laws, and histories, and a traveler's experience can change dramatically from one border to the next. For Jewish travelers, this variation is particularly important to understand. Safety isn't just about avoiding areas with high crime rates, it's also about navigating complex social and political environments. In some nations, the government's official stance toward Israel or the Jewish people can create a climate of hostility. This can translate into laws that are discriminatory or a general atmosphere where expressing Jewish identity could attract unwanted and negative attention from authorities or the public. It's a layer of complexity that really requires careful consideration before booking a flight. Social factors play an equally significant role in shaping the travel experience. In many parts of the world, the local population may have limited or no direct contact with Jewish people, and their perceptions might be shaped by misinformation stereotypes or state-controlled media. This can lead to anything from uncomfortable questions to overt suspicion or hostility. Conversely, in other places there might be a long and positive history of Jewish life. The Middle East and North Africa, or MENA, is a region of immense historical and cultural significance, holding deep importance for Judaism, Christianity. For Jewish travelers, it presents a landscape of profound connection and, honestly, significant challenges. Many countries in this region do not have formal diplomatic relations with Israel, and public sentiment is often strongly tied to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This political reality can directly impact the safety and comfort of visitors who are or are perceived to be Jewish or Israeli. It is a region where one's nationality and religious identity can be intensely scrutinized, requiring a heightened level of discretion and awareness from any traveler. In several MENA countries, the legal framework itself can pose a risk. Laws may explicitly restrict entry to Israeli passport holders, and even a stamp from Israel and a passport from another country can be grounds for denial of entry or deportation. Beyond official laws, the general security environment in nations like Syria, Iraq, and Libya makes them unsafe for all travelers. The presence of various non-state actors and extremist groups in these conflict zones adds a layer of unpredictable and extreme danger that simply cannot be mitigated through careful planning. Even in countries that are more stable and accustomed to tourism, such as Egypt or Jordan, which have peace treaties with Israel, caution is still warranted. While these nations officially welcome tourists of all backgrounds, societal attitudes can be a different matter. It is generally advisable to avoid public displays of Jewish identity, such as wearing a kippah or Star of David jewelry in public spaces. Engaging in political discussions, especially about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, is highly discouraged, and the best approach is often to travel with a reputable guide or tour group that understands the local sensitivities. Iran presents one of the most challenging and high-risk environments for any Western traveler, and these risks are significantly amplified for Jewish individuals. The Iranian government maintains a stance of extreme hostility toward Israel, and this rhetoric often blurs the line between anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism. This official position creates a pervasive atmosphere of suspicion. Foreign nationals, particularly those with dual citizenship, since Iran does not recognize dual nationality, are at a high risk of arbitrary arrest and detention. For a Jewish traveler, any perceived connection to Israel, however tenuous, could be interpreted in the most negative light by authorities, leading to severe consequences. Major government travel advisories, United States State Department, United Kingdom Foreign Office, strongly warn against all travel to Iran. They explicitly state the risk of being wrongfully detained and used as a political pawn. There have been numerous cases of foreign and dual nationals being imprisoned on unsubstantiated charges of espionage. For a Jewish person, the risk of being accused of spying for Israel is exceptionally high. This is not a destination where one can assume that being a simple tourist provides any form of protection from the state's security apparatus. While Iran is home to a small, ancient Jewish community, their existence is a precarious one, lived under the constant watch of the regime. The community is officially recognized as a religious minority, but they face significant restrictions and pressure. A foreign Jewish traveler visiting Iran would not find a welcoming environment, and could inadvertently place the local community members in a difficult or dangerous position by associating with them. Any attempt to visit synagogues or connect with the local Jewish population should be considered extremely risky and is strongly advised against, as it would likely attract the attention of security services. In summary, the combination of official government hostility, the real and documented risk of arbitrary detention. For those interested in Persian culture, it is far safer to explore it through communities in other parts of the world. The country's rich Persian history and culture may be alluring, but the political and security realities are stark. Yemen is currently one of the most dangerous countries in the world for any traveler, regardless of their background. The nation has been devastated by a prolonged civil war, resulting in a catastrophic humanitarian crisis, widespread lawlessness, and the collapse of state institutions. The security situation is extremely volatile, with active conflict, terrorism, and violent crime being rampant. Foreign nationals face a very high threat of kidnapping by armed tribes, criminal gangs, and terrorist groups who may target them for financial ransom or political leverage. There is, honestly, virtually no safe area in Yemen for a foreign visitor. For Jewish travelers, the dangers are compounded by the explicit anti-Semitic rhetoric and actions of the Houthi movement, which controls large parts of the country, including the capital, Sana'a. The official slogan of the Houthis, often seen on banners and chanted at rallies, includes the phrase, "Curse the Jews." This is not subtle political code, it is a direct and violent expression of anti-Semitism that, permeates the group's ideology. This creates an environment where anyone identified as Jewish would be in extreme and immediate peril. The few remaining members of Yemen's ancient Jewish community have faced intense persecution, with many being forced to flee the country in recent years. International travel advisories are unequivocal in their assessment of Yemen. Governments worldwide, including the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia, cite the risks of war, terrorism, civil unrest, and kidnapping. Consular services are either non-existent or severely limited. If a traveler gets into trouble, their home government will have little to no ability to provide assistance. This effectively means you are on your own in a failed state. The current reality makes any form of heritage tourism impossible and, honestly, life-threatening. Lebanon is a country of stunning natural beauty, vibrant culture, complex politics. However, it shares a border with Israel and remains officially in a state of war with its southern neighbor. The powerful Iran-backed group Hezbollah, which the United States and many other countries designate as a terrorist organization, wields significant political and military power in Lebanon, especially in the south, the Bekaa Valley, and parts of Beirut. Travel advisories from most Western governments urge extreme caution and advise against all travel to certain areas, particularly the southern border region and Palestinian refugee camps. These camps can be dangerous for outsiders. Openly identifying as Jewish in Lebanon is, honestly, not advisable. While Beirut has a cosmopolitan reputation and a history of a small Jewish community, that community has dwindled. Pakistan is a country with a rich cultural heritage, but it also faces significant security challenges: terrorism, sectarian violence, political instability. There is no significant Jewish community today. The last synagogue in Karachi was demolished decades ago. Discretion is not just advisable, it is essential for personal safety. Malaysia is a popular tourist destination, known for its beautiful beaches, lush rainforests, and modern cities. Malaysia does not have diplomatic relations with Israel, and its government has historically been vocal in pro-Palestinian rhetoric. Consequently, most Jewish travelers to Malaysia choose to maintain a very low profile, avoiding any public display of their faith. Entry into Malaysia is generally not an issue for travelers with a US, Canadian, or European passport, but Israeli passport holders are barred without special permission. Being a prepared traveler is the best way to ensure a safe and rewarding journey. First and foremost, always check your home country's official travel advisories. Also check entry requirements and local laws. These advisories are your single most important resource. Keep digital copies of important documents and register your trip with your embassy or consulate. Once on the ground, situational awareness is your best friend. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, politely disengage and leave. By taking sensible precautions, we protect ourselves and ensure that our focus remains on the beauty, learning, and joy that travel brings. Travel well, travel safe, and keep exploring. Happy travels.